guys disagree with me, please let me know. Like, compare this to Chapter 1.
It's impossible to compare it to Chapter 1. Chapter 1, the original, like OG, is, I think, still unmatched.
My real thoughts on the season? Reload is the saving grace of Fortnite for the second time in a row. And the Chapter 2 map is kind of ass.
Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda agree. Hello, friends. So look, it's no secret, I am not the biggest fan of Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix right now. After the live event that we had, and then the abrupt trailer that we had, and then after playing the game for about a week and a half, I'm just gonna be totally honest, I'm not feeling this. For those who've been on the channel for a while, this is gonna seem somewhat hypocritical because it's like, I always praise classic Fortnite, right? Like I always talk about how much I love OG Fortnite and how there are so many awesome, amazing things, even from Chapter 2, that I wish would come back in the game. And now all of a sudden, I get handed on a silver platter and I hate it. Now, there's something I need to make blatantly clear, because the Fortnite community seems to have a problem with this simple concept called nuance. With that in mind, let me say this right now. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that it's bad. It just might not be for me. But see, here's the crazy part. I feel like a lot of you guys watching actually feel the exact same way that I do. At the top this week, I put out a poll for you guys, and just like your mom, you slid down that sucker, okay? This mad boy had how many? Hold on a second. 6.5K votes, 306 likes, and 135 comments. I wanted to know, did the community enjoy OG more last year? Did you enjoy Remix more this year? Or do they both feel exactly the same for you? And the overwhelming majority of people actually said they enjoyed OG more, with the second highest voted category is they like it about the same. So this got me to thinking, why is it that me and Ninja and the vast majority of the people that I polled in the community are feeling that OG was either better than Remix or at the very least just as enjoyable? Now, one more thing before I rip apart Remix and explain why I'm just not enjoying it that much. I think that if you personally are having fun with this season, that is amazing, and I am so happy that you are having your moment right now. All I want to point out is that if you beautiful person, if you come here, are you enjoying the season? Are you having fun? I'm so happy for you. You just enjoy it, because guess what? In a couple weeks, it's gonna be gone, and I can't wait. I think the first issue that I have with Remix is that it's just too boring. I sat down with my boy Mr. JY yesterday and talked for about an hour about my feelings on the map and his feelings, and what he put out to me is that there are a lot of things about this game and this map that we kind of forgot about until we started playing on it again. One of them being that the map is just entirely too big. The amount of time that I'm waiting in between fights is absolutely terrible. It's abysmal. It's slow. I might as well just go around the island and start trying to open up chests and just loot. Is this loot simulator? Let me break down the general Chapter 2 Remix experience for you. You jump out of the bus. You try to land at what you think is gonna be a hot drop. One, maybe two other people land there. You kill them. They end up being AI. You walk around, loot every building, rotate for about 5 to 7 minutes, come across more AI, kill them. You're sitting at 8 kills, feeling completely empty inside, contemplating your life decisions and wondering why you became a Fortnite content creator. You continue on till eventually an actual person pushes you, and then you die because you actually haven't had the time to get warm and get into a real fight because you've just been spending the last 15 minutes fighting bots. That is the worst experience that I have played in Fortnite ever. And when I think about Chapter 2, especially when it first started, this is how the game was. We definitely got our Chapter 2 experience because one of the biggest issues with the game back then, outside of the map being huge, was the amount of bots that they had in lobbies. But this is what confuses me. This game, when I get on, is averaging like 800,000 players just between main BR and zero builds. Why are the lobbies being filled with bots? I want to either clap the cheeks or get my cheeks clapped by actual players. As much as I had criticisms for Chapter 5, I did feel like I was getting into a lot of lobbies where I was fighting real players. Coming back to Chapter 2 in 2024, this is making me remember, yeah, this is why we didn't like the map back then. It was just way too big. Now, one thing that I think would help with it, but unfortunately has also been left out, or let's say neutered this season, is trap slots. We are re-experiencing a classic era of Fortnite, and one of the biggest strengths of classic Fortnite is having item slots or trap slots, whatever one you prefer, in the game. So that way we can use bounce pads, launch pads, spike traps, all that kind of stuff. A lot of these items were in Chapter 2, Seasons 1 through 3, and they are just almost completely absent. Now, I know there's the handful of you out there that are like, actually, Clark, I found a launch pad one time after playing 50 games, so they actually are in the game. Yes, thank you, John. I appreciate your forthcoming and letting me know of your experience about how you found a launch pad. However, I have never, ever, in the entirety of me playing Remix for a week, found a single trap slot launch pad. Why is Epic Games afraid of trap items? I don't get this. I need to make this its own dedicated video. Let's talk about how trap slots, like Epic Games is afraid of trap slots for whatever. I don't know why. If you have an idea why, leave a comment down below. Also, while I'm here, this is probably a great time to remind you, I got a new creator code. Use code Clark in the Fortnite item shop if you're enjoying this video. I love y'all, appreciate it, okay? Let's keep it pushing. Now listen, after everything that I've mentioned, why don't we address the elephant in the room? Which is unfortunately the theming. I understand that a lot of you are enjoying Thick Ice Spice, smoking blunts with Snoop Dogg at the Dog Pound. I know that a lot of you guys are currently enjoying Mom Spaghetti. Congratulations, I'm very happy for you. And God rest his soul, Juice WRLD. We are getting him into Fortnite. I think that's absolutely amazing. I know that a lot of these artists that are getting added in are actually fans of the game, which I think if Epic is bringing in artists, it's really cool that they're doing it with people that are fans of the game. I even think the items that they have are really fun. I think what I've realized and where I take issue with the theming of Chapter 2 isn't just so much like touching something that's sacred, which is the original classic era of Fortnite, but it's more so that the theming doesn't match the season that we are going for. Originally, when everyone saw the teaser and the roadmap, everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's seasons 1, 2, and 3. They were doing seasons 1, 2, and 3. And oh, trust me, I'm gonna get into that in a moment too. No, this is just Fortnite Chapter 2. Season 2. We're gonna have a spy theme season. There's gonna be spy stuff. You're gonna have turrets and cameras and vaults and vault keys and special bosses. Awesome, okay, lit. But at the head of it all, this crazy organization, these two warring factions of different espionage theme people is gonna be Ice Spice. Did we not see a disconnect there? Like, I understand that technically, like from a gameplay standpoint, the rappers don't take away anything from the core gameplay per se, but the theming just feels weird. It feels like a gimmick, and I've said this before. And that's no disrespect to the actual artists, or even to Epic Games for doing this, but it just feels tonally off to me. And listen, there are a lot of you guys out there that have told me you like the remix element of this. That's fine. I'm happy that some of the original Chapter 2 players, they love this theming because it's something different from what they played before. However, I think for the vast majority of us, or for even a lot of us or a good portion of the community, if we're gonna go back to an old era of Fortnite, it's not that we don't want it remixed, but it's like, remix it with your own original ideas. Like I said before, this had been done with a newer season of Fortnite, like something in Chapter 6, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. It's just weird when you try to do it after capitalizing on the nostalgia of Fortnite Chapter 2. Which, speaking of, I personally think that the era of Fortnite that they chose from this chapter is undoubtedly the weakest. Yep, yeah, I know. Okay, let's hear it. Let's go. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I'm seeing some angry comments already. Yeah, yeah, okay, that's fair. Okay, I deserve. Okay, shut up. So look, I understand that what I'm about to say is very subjective, along with a lot of the other things that I said earlier, but I think that this is something that needs to be highlighted. Fortnite is always at its strongest when it focuses on its own original concepts. Now, Chapter 2, Season 2 was definitely Fortnite's original concepts and ideas. However, we could not ignore the fact that Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 came at a time when Fortnite was definitely on a downcline in terms of player interest. Content creators wanted to make content on the game, cultural impact. Game just was not as poppin' as it was in OG. When OG came back, it felt like a big deal for the entire world, not just for the Fortnite community. People underestimate the impact and the power of original Fortnite. That era in many ways changed the world. I am not joking when I say that. When you have A-list celebrities hanging out with random streamers and playing this video game, which up until that point was still relatively taboo. People that are not old enough to remember things pre-2010, or even I would say 2005, you don't really understand like how video games used to be perceived by the general public. You don't want your kids to be on it too much because it's gonna rot their brains and it's corrupting society. And if you sit around all day playing video games, you'll inevitably be a loser and have no friends and no one will like you, and no one wants to be a 30-year-old loser playing video games in their mom's basement. Wait a minute. That all changed when streaming became a big deal. And I think this deserves a video all in of itself, but let's relate this back to why remixes isn't hitting for me. Chapter 1, for me personally, is more impactful. And I think for the broader world and the broader Fortnite community is more impactful. Although Chapter 2, Season 2 is voted as more popular, I think that that's amongst people within the Fortnite community, like the most hardcore people that are voting on that. But for the average everyday person, the casual Fortnite player, the casual gamer, people on the outskirts, OG will always reign supreme because it was first and it did so many things well. However, that doesn't mean the gameplay was the best in OG. It just had the most cultural impact. But this is what I would argue. Even when looking at Fortnite Chapter 2 within a bubble, within its own vacuum, I think that those first 4 seasons were some of the weakest. Not counting Primal, because we all know Primal it also missed the mark. I honestly think the strongest parts of Fortnite Chapter 2 were Seasons 7 and 8. This is why I just made a video talking about Fortnite's true peak. It's Chapter 2, Season 7 through Chapter 3, Season 2. When you're done with this video, go ahead and check that bad boy out. I'll leave it at the end for you, okay? I love you. I think for me personally, if I was going to enjoy a remix Chapter 2, the best thing that they could have done was not just focus on Chapter 2, Season 2. What they should have done is they should have focused on Chapter 2, Seasons 5 through 8. From a narrative perspective, it would have made more sense, and from a theming perspective, it would have been far more interesting. Now listen, I know you're gonna click on the video, but before you do, just hear me out. So throughout the entirety of Chapter 5, there was this interesting theming that was going on, implying that we are on a different version of the Chapter 2 island, but in a new timeline, because we were like mirroring some of the themes from previous Fortnite seasons at that time. Chapter 4 Season 2 reintroduced Midas, brought him back to the forefront of the storyline, gave him some significance. Our boy Cyan was happy. Chapter 5 Season 3, instead of the map being covered with water, it's covered in sand. Chapter 5 Season 4, Marvel theme. That's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to go any further. The point is, it seemed like we were mirroring the old Fortnite seasons, narratively speaking. And if we were gonna move forward into an OG mode, it would have made sense to continue that theming, but going back into the past, but revisiting the seasons that sequentially followed after. So, for example, if we're ending off Chapter 5 with Season 4, we're gonna pick up Remix in Chapter 2, Season 5. And the crazy thing is, like, there could have even been a really awesome storyline explanation. Like, bro, I had like a 27-page fan fiction of how this was gonna roll out. Bro, I roll out like dialogue between like Jonesy and Mephisto, bro. It would have been epic. Ah, Agent Jones, so you've come to strike a deal with the devil, have you? What is it that you seek? A chance at redemption, is it? Ah, yes, I believe I can fulfill your needs, but it'll come at a price. What might that be, Mephisto? Oh, nothing much, just your soul. What are you saying? What I'm saying is that you are a has-been of a hero in a timeline that shouldn't even exist, all because you are afraid of what was coming. You can't protect yourself from the inevitable. Whether it's this timeline or the next, it will always end the same. But I have something that you want even more than retribution. You want peace. How long has it been without your family? Wouldn't you like to see them again, just to let it all go? I can give you the peace that you've been desiring, and all it will cost is just a bit of your soul. So what do you say, Jones? A chance to be the hero you've always wanted, to reset the timeline, and also give a new world hope all over again. Listen, Doc, I'm telling you, I'm not a Fortnite storyline creator, but I'm just saying, like, if they give me the chance to, like, write one season, it's gonna be a banger. You could have done so much with this remix idea and not had it been about rappers at all. And this leads me to my last point, which is why I feel like I'm just not that invested in re-experiencing Chapter 2. I think it ultimately comes down to us being oversaturated with OG-based content. One big difference between OG coming back last year and having Remix this year is that that was the first time in about 3 years where we had re-experienced any of those locations, any of those POIs, those weapons. Everything about that felt fresh, and there was only 1 month to do it in. We didn't have the metaverse, we didn't have Remix, there was nothing that was using those old hit scan weapons and using those old POIs to kind of like wet our whistles as OG fans or people that appreciate classic Fortnite. And listen, I don't mind revisiting classic Fortnite, but staying there is where I have the issue. You will eventually oversaturate your market or oversaturate your community with all of this OG theming and branding. Basically what I'm getting at is this. By the time we got to Remix, I had already played OG a year ago, and in between there, 4 months ago, 4.5, 5 months, we had just gotten Reload. Although Reload isn't OG Fortnite and it's still not a battle royale, it is still based upon the original version of the game when it comes to certain aspects of the loot pool, as well as the theming of the POIs. It's a way to bring OG Fortnite back without cheapening it because it's an entirely new experience. It's not the same map, but you still have some of those same locations that are pretty faithful to the original. But my point is, because we already had OG, because we already had Reload, by the time we get to Remix, it's not special to use a blue AR or even a SCAR anymore because I've been doing that for the last 4 months in Reload. I kind of know what to expect here. The only novelty is the map, but like I said, it's just too big and you put too many bots in it to make it really rewarding to play. Like I said, if you are enjoying this current era of Fortnite, this current season, all that, that's cool. I'm happy for you. Remix is dope. It's just not for me. And honestly, that's okay. Y'all have fun. I love you. I'm in this video here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you made it this far, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Peace out.